All right, guys, welcome again to the Unscripted Conversations podcast. This is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
And today we're going to try to bang out an episode while our child sleeps. So this could be a 10-minute conversation. This could be a 45-minute conversation. We'll see how it goes. But as you can probably already see, if you're watching this on YouTube, we will be talking about sneakers today, or as much as we can talk about sneakers today. If you're on Spotify, check us out on YouTube to see what we got in front of us. And then, we'll see where this conversation goes. How's that sound?
That sounds great. You're going to be leading most of this because you're the sneakerhead, and I just pretend to be when people say, "Hey, I like your sneakers."
Yeah.
I go, "Oh, thanks."
Well, I think we've gotten to the point in our lives where we're trying to ramp up our style and kind of see where it goes. And big thanks to my cousin who got me into sneakers. And then he says, stop, don't get into sneakers now. And I didn't stop. And here we are.
Yeah, I don't thank him.
Hey, but you should thank him because now you got style. People hitting you up at work, girl. And you do look pretty fly. So
I try. Thank you.
Talking about sneakers, how did we get into this? I think it was last summer. I was introduced to sneakers by my cousin. Yeah, last summer.
No, it was probably like September, wasn't it? When they brought sneakers to Vegas for a wedding.
Oh,
and that's kind of when you got into it.
It was
right?
before that because
JR
JR was showing us some photos of shoes that he had, and he was going to give Jarrett some pandas for his wedding.
Yes.
And
so around that time.
Yeah, but it was a little bit before that where we were trying to cop drops. So
you were. I wasn't. I didn't know anything about this until boxes started showing up on the front doorstep. And he's like, "Hey, look at these shoes I got."
Yeah. So I guess we can start off by talking about what sneakers is. I'm still learning, so I'm not professional at this, but some of the lingo that we have is cop. All right. So cop would mean to get.
Yes.
And then a drop is in the sneaker world, Nike, New Balance, Adidas, they'll do drops, or basically when they'll release shoes on their apps or on their website. And that's what they call a drop because they will drop it on a certain day at a certain time. And if you want that shoe, sometimes it's so hard to get because it's a hype shoe. It's a popular shoe. So when you say cop the drop, it means I want that shoe. And sometimes getting that shoe is almost impossible because there's hundreds and thousands of people who are trying to get this one shoe in your size. And the Nike sneaker app, which is the app that we usually follow to see when shoes are being released, we have been somewhat judicial, or I have been somewhat judicial on what to cop or what to buy just based on the styles and what we want. So, So last summer after, my cousin kind of introduced me to sneakers, I kind of was following the sneaker calendar, following different kinds of shoes and what shoes are really good to have. And started off with some Air Jordan 1s, I think.
I think so.
That's what
No, I think mine wasn't it the gold Dunks? I think those were one of my first ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The gold Dunks.
And then I fell in love with Dunks.
Yeah. So there's many different brands, right? And kind of back history. I was a big Nike person growing up. What were you?
Payless shoes.
Same thing. I mean, I maybe, but just a knockoff brand of Nike. Payless shoe had a lot of good shoes. We used to go to Payless shoes.
Yeah, that's where I shop. $20 shoes right there, baby.
Did you ever wear what other brands do you remember wearing when you were little?
Shoes or
yeah. Did you have any name brand shoes when you were growing up?
I might have had Nikes when I played basketball and stuff.
Okay.
Those might have been Nikes.
Okay.
I would have to
look back at photos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. And then in college, I had a lot of Pumas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't think I knew that about you.
No, you didn't.
What kind of Pumas?
Sneakers.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know Puma.
Yeah, I used to run in Pumas. That was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Not a good running shoe. Just FYI.
I think I grew up with... I had some Nikes, and then there was the K-Swiss era. I used to wear K-Swiss, and I forgot
about that.
Yeah. The little shield
Yes.
design. I think it was red, white, and blue, I think.
Something like that.
In middle school, everybody was wearing like all white sneakers. So I had like white K-Swiss. I had the old Adidas white with the rubber toe.
Yeah.
And then we would switch out the laces with those fat laces in different colors.
Oh my God.
used to
Yeah, it
have
was
that.
not that cool.
Really?
Yeah, my other shoe was moccasins because that was big in high school for me.
Really?
Yeah, we wore moccasins here.
Like Birkenstocks?
No,
Birk
like
moccasins?
no,
Oh.
like Payless shoe and moccasins.
Oh. Gotta
I
rock
don't know.
that pail shoe though.
I'm sure they came from somewhere else too. That were a little. Uggs was probably like the other.
Ugg
like,
boots was Ugg
but,
boots
like, the
wasn't
Ugg
big until I
moccasins
was in
and stuff.
college. So
And that would be high school for me.
oh yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And then I went through like the Nike free run phase. Like just regular fly knit. I don't know, man. You guys like bring back the fly knit free runs. There's different eras with sneakers too, if you think about it, because there was a lot of like hip hop influenced sneaker culture. And so you got like a lot of the Adidas, and then there was the Air Force One era when Nelly brought that, and then there was a free run era, there was a Roshi era, there was a Huarache era, and all this is probably like over the head of a lot of our listeners, but for those who
I don't know any of that.
I think this conversation is probably more directed at like my cousin. But yeah, that was like, I mean, we weren't rich by any means when I was little, but every now and then we get like a pair of like Nikes or like I said, K-Swiss.
I think the only like shoes I went to buy other than Payless was for basketball.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I don't remember really. But
Okay. Did you wear Skechers?
no,
No.
because there wasn't a Skechers store here. So like
Skechers was big in Vegas.
there
for some reason.
wasn't. Yeah. So maybe they sold Skechers at Payless, maybe.
Okay.
And so the maybe, but not like where I was like, oh, let's go get some Skechers shoes, Mom.
Yeah. So you never shopped at stores like Foot Locker, Finish Line, Champ Sports?
Only for my basketball shoes.
Basketball shoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Were your basketball shoes low tops or high tops?
Low tops because
Low
it
tops?
wasn't cool to wear high tops. But then our
Really?
coach was like, you guys have all these ankle injuries. Why wouldn't you wear high tops? And I was like, good idea, but meh.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So then flash forward to last fall. And then we started collecting sneakers. I think what kind of spurred that though was that we were just wearing regular shoes. And we went through a phase where we were wearing like ultras because Molly was on her feet. I was on my feet a lot. So ultra running shoes were really comfortable. And
the
then
wide toe boxes. were
wide toe
good.
box. We were following CrossFit, obviously, going back to our episode 3 when we were talking about the gym. Noble had some cross trainers that we would buy, some trainers.
Yep.
We were rocking those a little bit. And then I got into the Nike phase.
I think for me, I just was never a tennis shoe wearer. Because like in high school, it was always the moccasins. And so that like just kind of like carried through. And like, not that I've been wearing, I don't know the last time I wore moccasins, but like almost more like flat shoes. And like, I just thought that was what
comfortable.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
That's
kinda
fair.
weird. Yeah.
That's fair. When I started getting into the sneaker thing, though, I was mainly buying you. It was a mix of like Dunks and Air Jordan 1s. Which, do we have an Air Jordan 1? We don't have an Air Jordan 1 right now. This is an Air Jordan 1, by the way. And for those watching on YouTube, this is the Lost and Found. This is a very popular shoe right now because they retroed it, or basically they brought it back. So every few years they'll retro a shoe, and this was the original shoe that Michael Jordan played in. Red, white, and black. And this year, or last year actually, end of 2022, they retroed it, but they actually kind of aged the leather a little bit. You notice that? It's like cracked leather.
Yeah.
The sole looks like it's been used, but that's the way they designed it because they wanted to throw tribute to Michael Jordan and the first shoe he ever played in. So this is the Air Jordan 1, and obviously now I think it's Air Jordan 37 or something like that.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot of iterations of the Air Jordan name and brand, but this shoe, we were able to cop this shoe. I copped this shoe. This is Molly's pair, and then she won on the sneakers app for me, I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because whenever there's a drop on a Saturday morning or whenever, I'll tell Molly, like, hey, shoe drops at 9 a.m. today. Make sure on the sneakers app and try to cop this shoe. And there's been a couple times that we've done it and we like utterly failed.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who are trying to
I would say
get this
like
shoe.
9 times out of 10 we fail.
Yeah. But so then over time, I started buying more shoes for both of us, Air Jordan 1s primarily, and Dunks. Now, Molly's a Dunk person. Tell me why you like Dunks. And Dunks is just a different like name like of a Nike shoe.
Right.
This right here. So what is this shoe?
That's the Panda.
This is the Panda.
So it's just black and white.
Black and white, simple silhouette. And this shoe right here, oh my gosh. How many times have I tried to cop my own shoe or my own size for this shoe and never got it until a website called Soul Steals had this shoe. So I'm like, I'm going to get this shoe because they restocked this shoe maybe like 5 times and I was never able to get it. So I finally got it. But anyways, why do you like the Dunk over the Air Jordan 1?
I don't know exactly. I think because I really liked the Wheats that you bought me, and they were a little bit more roomier, like wider. But the Air Jordan 1s have grown on me, and I don't know if it's just because like I've, stretched them out a little bit as I've been wearing them.
Yeah.
I actually like both of them. I don't really think I have like a super preference anymore.
Yeah. Now tell me a little bit. Tell the listeners like how it is at work.
Oh my God, it's so funny. I have this one girl. So I sit like in the front and the front desk has to like walk through past my desk to get to the front. And this one front desk girl, every day she's like, oh, you're here. What shoes are you wearing today? So she always is checking out my shoes, which is fun. And then, I'll just be walking down the hall and people are like, oh, I like your shoes.
It's
like
different, right?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
And then like, I think it's like another form of expression because most of the time people are wearing just normal scrubs.
Right.
Can't really show an expression. And I think a sneakers is another way to just subtly not even have to say anything about what you're wearing, but the shoes speak for themselves.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm still getting used to like, it doesn't have to like totally match. You can like kind of throw in a pop of something on your feet and it's okay if it doesn't, totally go together.
Yeah. That's how the sneaker game is though. And then like I said, for most of our listeners, it's probably like just irrelevant conversation, but I think this is a conversation we like to have because at least I feel that I got style now. I didn't really think I had a style because I was just wearing t-shirts and joggers. And now I'm wearing t-shirts and joggers, but at least there's a little bit of pop to it.
You always had style. I'm the one who didn't have style. I still don't really have style. I'm like, I don't know what to wear. But
you're pulling it together today. Look at this.
Yeah,
you got a blue Nike like sweatpants, sweatshirt, and then you got some matching Dunks on there too.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good fit.
Not bad.
Fit, another word to learn.
Yes.
Fit is just basically your outfit.
Your outfit.
So, or drip. Caught my drip.
Caught my drip.
So, anyways.
Yeah, he started talking like this, and I would be like, what? He like totally changed his language too when he like got into shoes, and I like didn't understand half the stuff he was saying. It's been a learning process for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel like not that I wasn't cool because I'm so freaking cool.
You are so freaking cool.
But like now when we go out and we dress like the way we dress now, which is still, I mean, it's not a dramatic change from what we were wearing before. But that we feel, I don't know, I feel younger. Like I feel, I don't know, hipper, I guess. Because, I'm like aging.
You are
I'm going to
old.
be 36 this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? I'm going to be 36 this year.
I'm going to be 32. 32.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we look hip. We're like the hip parents on the block.
Totally. We're not trying too hard or anything.
No, not at all.
I just love how excited you get about it. And even though I give you like a hard time and I'll kind of roll my eyes like, okay, babe. Like, yes, that's exciting. I'm only half listening. Yes, that's a cool shoe.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, I really like how excited you are about it.
Well, the thing is that Molly won't let me just buy shoes unless I buy her shoes too.
That's very true. I get really mad when he has 3 boxes at the door and all of them are his. Which happens a lot, but I'm getting used to it.
It's slowing down though. We have been very judicial, or at least I have been very judicial with what I purchase, and I think that we're at the point now where we got our grail. At least I got my grails.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if you understand what a grail is.
I don't know what you're talking about again.
So, like, the Holy Grail, like, when you think of the Holy Grail, you think of, like, the shoe sneaker you want and absolutely need to have.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Yeah. I think, like...
You want to know why I don't have that yet?
Why?
Because you won't get it for me.
Well, okay, well, tell people what your grail is, babe.
My grail is a dunk called the Chunky Dunkies. And it is a collaboration between Nike and Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And I love ice cream.
Explain to the listeners what the Chunky Dunky looks like.
I'm going to.
Okay.
So it is the main like kind of color, I guess, is a cow like hide. Basically, that's what it looks like. But then the bottom is green, so it's like grass. And then the Nike is yellow, and it's like dripping, like it's ice cream. Mm-hmm. What else is there on it?
The sock liner is like a tie-dye color.
Oh, yes.
The font on the inside of the tongue is the font of
Ben & Jerry's
along with
the Nike on the back. Yep. It's a cool shoe.
It's a pretty cool shoe, but tell the people why I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for you.
No, he's
eventually.
Not. When it's like retail.
They're not gonna retail that.
When they come back out with a collaboration and we cop it on the drop, we will get it for retail. He is not ever getting me this shoe because I will be pissed for all of our listeners because it is $1,800 for a pair of shoes. Absolutely not.
It's your grail though.
I don't care.
Maybe like when you turn 40, I'll get your grail. It'll be your over the hill present. Here's your present, babe. You've been waiting 7 years for this shoe. Here's your grail.
Oh no, please don't. It's fun to like joke and talk about that. That's the shoe I want, and I would love to have that shoe, but not that much to spend that much money on it. It's just no. Yeah, unless we won the lottery, and then you can buy me 5 of those.
It is a pretty crazy idea that some shoes are going for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, like I can't even.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the most I'll ever spend on a shoe. I mean, what was the most expensive shoe we ever bought? $200. I think.
Yeah. How much are the lobsters?
The lobsters? No. Oh, this was $140.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
It was a raffle though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my grail.
Yeah.
I've been wanting orange lobsters since they dropped last year. And I didn't win on the Concepts website, didn't win on Nike, no other website I ever copped. But then a local skate shop, Sky High Skate Shop in Milwaukee, was holding a raffle. And we were out with your mom. Mm-hmm. And they had said that they had a raffle going for orange lobsters. And so I said, hey, you guys mind if we go to the skate shop? I want to put in some raffle tickets for this orange lobster. And for those of you who aren't on YouTube, so it's an orange Nike SB Dunk. So SB stands for skateboarding. It's orange. The swoosh is a little bit more of like this almost metallic-y kind of color. And then it came with black rubber bands on the toe.
Explain the black rubber bands because I didn't really understand that at first.
So, Concepts and Nike had a collaboration for years now where they came out with different color SB Dunks. And this year they did an orange colorway, and all of the lobsters came with bands. Almost like when you go to like a seafood store, there's bands on the claws of the lobster. Every lobster in the past had these bands on the toe box, and this one was a black band there was a controversy. If you ever are interested in learning, there was a controversy with what color the band was when they were leaking the shoe. They were saying it was a gray band, but then they were saying other sneakerheads were like, no, it's a black band. And so it came out that it was a black band. But anyways, this shoe was my grail last year.
I like the inside too. Tell people about the inside.
The inside sock liner is a pattern of like a picnic basket or like a picnic table.
Blanket, table, whatever, yeah.
And it came with 2 different other laces.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
It came with a light blue, teal-y kind of lace.
And orange?
Oh, was it orange? I think it might have been orange. Yeah. It's upstairs. I forgot. Yeah. But yeah, I won this shoe on the raffle, and yeah, this is my grail. This is the shoe that I wanted last year, even more than the Lost and Founds. Mm-hmm. And I've been telling Molly, I was like, let's just pull this out of the box and wear it when we go to Vegas. But this shoe will resale. And for those of you, again, who don't understand reselling, you buy a shoe and it's almost like an investment. Sneakerheads will pay resale, not retail, resale for these shoes down the road because they will jump up in price. Mm-hmm. For instance, this shoe was what retail?
I think it was like 180.
Was it 120?
Something in there.
120 to 180, I believe. But right now, if you want to buy this shoe because of the limited stock that they had, Nike had, this shoe is going for 400 plus right now. Right. Dead stock. And dead stock meaning hasn't been worn, original box in its original condition. So we already up on this shoe. If we ever wanted to resell this, we could get $400+ for it. And we only paid like 120, 180. I forget what the price was for this. Too. But what's cool is that they have this box, this retro box that came with it that's kind of weathered. There's like a receipt in the box of like the original receipt when the shoe went for sale, like in 1985, I believe it was. So really cool, kind of history behind that shoe. But I think all in all, I got into the sneaker game because I realized that it was fun, and realizing that maybe this is not a great investment. Like we could be putting our money and not relying on sneakers for resale. But we also do like the way like we dress, not that that's everything, but it gives us a little bit more confidence when we go out that we look good,
Absolutely.
And like I said, it's not all about how we look, but how we feel. And
yeah, and you have to look good to feel good sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you feel like you look good, your whole demeanor and attitude and things are going to be different. So
yeah. And, the whole sneaker thing is just, it's crazy because there's a lot of different kinds of sneakers out there. You may not be a Nike fan. You can be an Adidas. You can be
you have a couple of Adidas.
Yeah. I have the
Home Alone
Adidas. I have the Grinch Adidas. Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you have New Balances?
I don't have New Balances.
That's okay. Every time I see New Balances, I just think of the old man shoe, and I can't get past that.
Really?
Yes. So anytime I see the big old N, even if they're like cool and they look like a Nike, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still like, that's an old man shoe.
Yeah.
Like I can't get past it.
Yeah. I thought New Balance was a knockoff of Nike because of the N way back in the day. I was like, oh, what are those? Those are knockoff Nikes. But no,
that's
New
funny.
Balance is actually the...
Yeah, and I was always surprised that Figs, which is a scrub company, partnered with New Balance too, and they have New Balance shoes.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I just I still I can't get past that it's an old man shoe.
Well, I think in the hospital I see so many. Well, when I was working in Colorado, a lot of the nurses and doctors were wearing New Balance, which is crazy. It's a East USA kind of a company.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Boston, I believe. A lot of my cousins,
yeah, I know,
wear New Balances on the East Coast.
Yeah,
they all they wear is New Balance. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So that's sneakers. I'm thinking
what else
Well, what are you excited for as far as style wise? Do you think this is sustainable, Or do you feel like you like would maybe revert to more, I wouldn't say mom. I don't want to classify like the mom and dad look. You know what I mean?
No, I think I'll continue to wear these, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like I always had it in my mind too that like you couldn't wear skinny jeans with like sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you can with these.
Yeah. Well,
they're just like different. I don't know. So like I feel like more confident in
let's take a side conversation here. Let's talk about fashion a little bit, because we went from skinny jeans, or let's say bell bottoms.
Oh God.
To skinny jeans.
Yeah.
And then people, my generation, usually made fun of the mom jeans, but the mom jeans are back.
Yes.
High-waisted. Acid wash.
Yes.
Like mom jeans are back. You go to Urban Outfitters, you go to Macy's, you go to any freaking store, mom jeans are back. And that's
now,
okay.
Add that with the bell bottom.
Bell bottoms are kind of making a slow comeback.
Yes, please don't.
What else? Like oversized clothes. So back when I was in high school, FUBU, Echo, Sean John, those are like the hip hop brands.
Does anybody else not know what he's talking about?
For all my my hip friends out there, you knew what FUBU and Sean John and Echo was. Jinko jeans, like that was
Levi's?
Like the culture. No, nobody really. Dads wore Levi's. Now Levi's is huge. I mean, it's always been huge.
Yeah, but
but baggy clothes are coming back again. You know, because then it went into like that slim cut,
right.
Abercrombie, American Eagle, like it was slim cut, slim skinny jeans. But now everyone's going back to like super baggy. Like I think that's like the style.
I'll
like,
take it.
Super
I will take baggy all day.
Right?
Yes.
Like, I think for me, like getting the dad bod, I'm comfortable wearing like a bigger shirt now, and like not having to worry about my pudgy kind of showing. But yeah, it is kind of crazy how it's like you see this evolution of like style again.
Yeah. When our kids are grown up, it's going to be back to those tight jeans, low waist.
Oh, yeah. The hip riders.
Oh, God.
Dang. Low rise.
So
they're
bad.
called low rise.
Like barely went above your pelvic bone.
Yeah. I remember those.
Stupid.
I used to work at Abercrombie and Fitch when I was in college, and
hey girl, you want to smell this?
You want to smell this cologne? Dude, when I used to work at Abercrombie, I was one of my jobs is to go around and spray the cologne around the store. So I literally walk around with this big bottle of Fierce Abercrombie cologne, and I would just all over, spray it up near the AC vent. The mannequins were like cloth mannequins, so I would just douse. That's why whenever you go to Abercrombie, it smells of like cologne, because sales associates will go around and it's like, yes, that's somebody's job. Yeah, man, that was crazy. Yeah. Worked at Abercrombie.
Yeah,
that's a whole different conversation. So this is a true story. So Abercrombie was going through a phase where people were being discriminated because they would put the colored people in the back stock room and not let them work on the floor. And people who work on the floor were predominantly white, hot, fit people. But I think they got backlash for that. So then they started putting, anybody out front, which is fine. Whatever. But I was working out front. And I remember a couple of my coworkers, my managers, were like jacked dudes, like muscles. They look like the posters of Abercrombie. And a couple of them were like, hey, you should come to the gym with us. And I like looked at my arms. I'm like this puny, skinny kid. And I'm like, oh, you guys don't like the way I look. Like, you're going to fire me if I don't get muscles.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, then I started working out.
Yeah, where did we hear that story about Abercrombie? Was that on a podcast?
I think it was on a podcast,
I think so too.
Yeah. But now, here's the other thing. Abercrombie's making a resurgence. I just read something in Bloomberg.
And for like adults.
Yeah.
Like moms. I'm like,
yep.
What?
I think they're the one company who's embracing the culture. And when I say culture, I mean like the different styles in society now. So they have mom jeans.
Yes.
Their clothes don't have like those sexual innuendos like they had in the past. So they're more wholesome clothing company.
Interesting.
Yeah, we should walk into Abercrombie
We
one of
should.
these days. Just kind of see what they got.
Yeah.
Because they got some trashy stuff when I
Yes.
was working there.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be cool though. Like
It was cool.
I remember like begging my mom to like go and get one of their shirts that's at Abercrombie, so I was cool.
Really?
Yeah, because I wasn't cool.
What would if you so what were the stores back then? It was Abercrombie. It was Aeropostale, American Eagle.
Is Aeropostale the one that had like the little like bird on the?
No, that was American Eagle.
No, it wasn't American Eagle. It was either Aeropostale or Abercrombie. It had like a little something on the.
Abercrombie was the moose.
I don't think it was a moose.
Oh no, you're thinking of Hollister.
No,
the little seagull.
Was it Hollister?
Hollister's a little seagull.
Whatever. I had an orange like, and polos were the thing.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
gosh,
like
yes.
yes. And I remember having this orange polo, and maybe it was Hollister. I swear it had like something on like the chest, and I thought I was so cool when I wore that polo.
Yeah, polos were huge.
Yes.
And the ripped jeans.
Yes.
The jeans that were already torn.
I could never have ripped jeans.
My
mom would be so like, I can make those ripped jeans for you.
Exactly.
Why are we buying jeans with holes in them?
My mom was the same way.
Yep.
She was like, you paid how much money for half a jean? Yes. And I was like, Mom, it's the style. It's like, why is there paint splatter on there? I was like, why is the pocket ripped?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's the style, Mom. It's like, why is it faded over here by your knees? She's like, that's the style. She's like, I could have did that for you. So
that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think sneakers, fashion.
Yeah.
We're embracing it a little bit more nowadays. But I think it's fun. I think it's something you and I have kind of, I want to say, bonded over, because one, we get to share in like some of our shoes and like putting outfits together for each other. Yeah,
you're still better at it than I am.
No, look at what I'm wearing. What am I wearing? I'm wearing a
but you're comfortable.
Apothecary shirt.
Cool.
Shout out to Apothecary. Some joggers, and then I got some white Nike SBs on today.
Yeah, I like those ones.
Yeah.
Why don't I have those?
I can get you one.
With your gum bottoms.
Gum bottoms, people, is my favorite. If you want to buy me something for Christmas, it's going to be a Nike SB with a gum bottom. I don't care what the top looks like. Gum bottom Nike SBs.
And for those of you listening, gum bottoms are basically like a tan bottom.
Yeah. Oh, they're so pretty.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty. Well, I think I just want to kind of put together a quick podcast about sneakers.
Your love for sneakers.
Yeah, we love sneakers.
Yeah.
And I think, it's something that, and this is kind of tying it all back in, so we're not just talking about sneakers. I feel that, sneakers is something that we bonded over, something that we can get excited for each other for in the conversations we have about different colorways and different sneakers coming, and like the history behind it.
And copping the drop.
And copping the drop and like learning something together. It's always exciting because I think sometimes, couples will, they won't have, all your interests aren't going to be common. You're entitled to have your own interests and your own kind of things that you're interested in and passionate about. But I think this one, we kind of embraced sneakers in the recent while.
I mean, the only reason I embrace it is because I get presents. I'm going to be totally honest.
And she likes presents.
Yes. I don't follow it as much as you do.
Is receiving gifts your love language?
I don't know. I think I have to redo that quiz because before I used to not, I like getting gifts, but it's not like I have to get gifts. But I feel like maybe because that's your way of showing love a little bit, that maybe now has become my love language a little bit too.
We should do a podcast about love language.
We should. and see if
we should
it's
retake
changed.
the test.
Yeah, because I think I still have like when we talked about that through text, like what our love languages were.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, that's a different. Look at that. We made a podcast and we got ideas of making another podcast.
Cool.
But anyways, just a quick podcast to kind of talk about sneakers. We may kind of do a little sneaker tour as a side video of our sneaker room, kind of like what we did with the gym tour.
Yeah, because we have a sneaker room in case you guys missed that.
Yeah. maybe we'll pick out like our top 3 sneakers that we're wearing. And
we wear all of them except like
the couple, these are
which is good. Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Like, subscribe. Let us know what you think. If you have any ideas on what kind of episodes you want to hear us talk about, let us know. Leave a comment in the section below. Aside from that, have a good rest of your day, weekend, night, whatever you're going through, whenever you listen to this thing. We're always there with you, always supporting you as well. So thank you for supporting us. Again, this is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
And this is the Unscripted Conversations podcast. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Peace.